Have you ever wondered how to show your worth to your loved ones without uttering a single word? It's a thought-provoking question, isn't it? And the answer might lie in an ancient philosophy known as Stoicism. Stoicism, originating from the vibrant streets of Athens over 2,000 years ago, is a philosophy that teaches us to focus on what we can control and to let go of what we can't. It's the acceptance of life's unpredictability and the pursuit of tranquility, virtue, and wisdom. But how does this ancient philosophy apply to our modern relationships? Quite simply, Stoicism can shape the way we act and react in our relationships. It's not about suppressing emotions, but understanding them, managing them, and responding with reason. It's about creating a space between an event and our reaction to it, giving us the time to choose how we respond. Imagine, for instance, you're stuck in a heated argument with your partner. Instead of reacting impulsively, Stoicism teaches us to pause, reflect, and respond in a way that aligns with our values and respects the other person's viewpoint. This doesn't mean you'll never feel anger or frustration, but rather, you'll learn to handle these emotions in a more constructive way. Stoicism can also help us deal with the inevitable ups and downs of a relationship. It reminds us to focus on what we can control, like our actions and attitudes, and to let go of what we can't, like our partner's thoughts or actions. This principle can free us from the trap of trying to control or change our partner, leading to a healthier, more balanced relationship. In essence, Stoicism encourages us to be the best version of ourselves, to act with integrity and authenticity. It's about showing our worth through our actions, not our words. It's about building resilience, cultivating inner peace, and fostering deep, meaningful connections. Imagine if we could apply these principles in our relationships. How powerful would that be? So, how does Stoicism play out in real life? Let's explore a story. Imagine a couple, let's call them Emma and Oliver. They had their fair share of ups and downs, just like any other couple. However, what set them apart was their application of Stoic principles to navigate through their challenges. Emma, a high-flying executive, was often stressed due to her demanding job. Oliver, a freelance writer, had a flexible schedule but faced periods of uncertainty with his irregular income. Their differing lifestyles and stressors often led to disagreements and friction. But instead of blaming each other or attempting to change the other's circumstances, they turned to Stoicism. Oliver, being a writer, was naturally drawn to the Stoic writings. He introduced Emma to the philosophy, and they began to apply it to their lives. Emma started focusing on her own reactions to stress, choosing to maintain calm and composure rather than lashing out at Oliver or her colleagues. She realized that her job's demands were outside her control, but her response to them was within her control. On the other hand, Oliver, instead of worrying about his fluctuating income, decided to concentrate on his craft and the joy it brought him. He stopped blaming his circumstances or Emma's job for their disagreements. He understood that he could only control his actions and reactions, not the external factors. By focusing on their own actions and responses, Emma and Oliver managed to maintain a harmonious relationship despite their challenges. They stopped trying to change each other and instead made changes within themselves. They found peace in accepting things as they were, focusing on what they could control and letting go of what they couldn't. This Stoic approach not only helped them to strengthen their relationship, but also to find personal contentment. They discovered a profound sense of calm amidst their chaotic lives, simply by shifting their focus inward. Notice how they were not trying to change each other, but were focusing on their own actions and responses. Conflicts are inevitable in relationships, but how we handle them can make all the difference. Now, let's delve into the Stoic approach to conflicts. You see, the beauty of Stoicism lies in its sheer simplicity. It teaches us to focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot. And this principle is particularly useful when dealing with conflicts. When a disagreement arises, we often let our emotions take the driver's seat. We become defensive, agitated, or even aggressive. But a Stoic person, on the other hand, takes a step back. They understand that they cannot control the other person's actions or words, but they do have control over their own reactions, As a Stoic, your main concern is maintaining your inner peace. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or ignoring the conflict. Instead, it means acknowledging the situation, understanding your emotions, and then deciding how to respond in a calm and rational manner. Imagine you're in the middle of an argument. Instead of retaliating impulsively, you pause. You take a deep breath. You remind yourself that your peace of mind is more important than proving a point. You choose your words carefully, expressing your thoughts without blaming or criticizing the other person. This approach not only helps to diffuse the tension, but also opens up a space for constructive dialogue. Of course, this doesn't mean that every conflict will be resolved instantly. But by managing your reactions, you can prevent disagreements from escalating into full-blown fights. You can turn conflicts into opportunities for growth, understanding, and deeper connection. And remember, the goal is not to win the argument, but to maintain your tranquility and to communicate effectively. It's not about who said what or who did what. It's about how you react, how you respond. Your reactions are the only thing you truly have control over, and it's in your hands to make the most of it. So the next time you find yourself in a conflict, take a moment, breathe, reflect, choose your response wisely. Remember, it's not about who's right or wrong, but about how we react and respond. So, what have we learned about showing our worth in relationships without saying a word? We've journeyed through the concept of Stoicism, a philosophy that's as vital today as it was during the days of ancient Greece. It emphasizes the power of inner strength, self-control, and clarity of thought, all of which can be instrumental in expressing our worth in relationships without resorting to words. We started by understanding the power of Stoicism, how it encourages us to focus on what's within our control and let go of what's not. It's about embracing the fact that we can't control the actions or thoughts of our loved ones, but we can control our own actions and reactions. This approach allows us to express our worth by demonstrating our resilience, patience, and understanding, even in the face of adversity. Next, we saw Stoicism in action, how it guides us in responding to conflicts and challenges in relationships. Instead of reacting impulsively or getting overwhelmed by emotions, a Stoic approach encourages us to respond calmly and rationally. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but rather understanding them, managing them, and using them as a guide to navigate our relationships more effectively. Then, we delved into the Stoic approach to conflicts. We learned that Stoicism isn't about avoiding conflicts, but about handling them in a way that promotes growth and understanding. It's about seeing conflicts as opportunities to show our worth, not through words, but through our actions and responses. And finally, we discussed the importance of focusing on what we can control: our own actions, reactions, and attitudes. By focusing on these, we can ensure that we're always expressing our worth, regardless of the situation or the actions of our loved ones. So the next time you find yourself in a challenging situation with your loved one, remember the principles of Stoicism. It's not about changing others, but about changing ourselves. That's how we show our worth without uttering a single word.